All right, imagine this for a second. You're standing in front of the mirror. You lift your shirt just a little, and there it is. That stubborn belly fat that refuses to leave. You've tried diets, you've tried skipping dinner, maybe you even tried the gym once or twice, and still it feels like your belly just doesn't get the message. Now, here's the crazy part. What if I told you that you don't need an hour workout, you don't need a gym membership, you don't need expensive equipment, and you don't even need to exhaust yourself? All I need from you is 10 minutes, just 10 minutes. And if you give me those 10 minutes every day, I'll show you how to wake up your metabolism, tighten your core, and start deleting that belly fat from your body. So don't click away, don't scroll, stay with me till the end, because the last part is where most people get it completely wrong. And fixing that one mistake alone can change everything. Now, before we go any further, let me be very clear about something. Belly fat is not just about how you look. It's not only about abs or jeans fitting better. Belly fat is deeply connected to your hormones, your stress levels, your digestion, your sleep, and even how fast you age. That stubborn fat around your stomach is often visceral fat, the dangerous kind that sits around your organs. And the reason it's so hard to lose is because your body thinks it's protecting you. So yelling at your body with extreme workouts or starving yourself actually makes things worse. Your body goes into survival mode, cortisol goes up, fat storage increases, and the belly becomes the safest place to store that fat. So what we're going to do today is completely different. We're going to work with your body, not against it. Let me ask you something honestly. How many times have you said, I don't have time to exercise? Probably more times than you can count. Life is busy. Work, family, stress, responsibilities. And at the end of the day, the idea of going to the gym feels impossible. That's exactly why this works. 10 minutes is short enough that your brain doesn't resist it. You don't need motivation. You don't need willpower. You just need to start. And once your body feels the difference, it will ask for more on its own. Now, here's something most people don't know. Belly fat is extremely sensitive to movement, breathing, and muscle activation. You don't need high-intensity cardio to burn it. In fact, for many people, especially those over 30 or under a lot of stress, intense workouts can actually slow down belly fat loss. What you need is the right signals sent to your nervous system and hormones, and those signals can be triggered in just 10 minutes if you do the right things in the right order. So I want you to imagine this as a short daily ritual. You can do it in your bedroom, your living room, even in your office if you want. No mat required, no shoes required, just your body and a little bit of focus. We're going to start with something that looks too simple to work, but trust me, this is the foundation. Breathing. Yes, breathing, but not the shallow chest breathing most of us do all day. I'm talking about deep belly breathing that activates your diaphragm. When you breathe deeply into your belly, you activate your parasympathetic nervous system. That's the rest and digest mode. When this system turns on, cortisol starts to drop. And when cortisol drops, your body finally feels safe enough to let go of belly fat. So right now, wherever you are, try this with me. Sit or stand comfortably. Place one hand on your chest and one hand on your belly. Take a slow breath in through your nose and try to push your belly out while keeping your chest relatively still. Then slowly breathe out through your mouth like you're fogging up a mirror and gently pull your belly in. Do that again. Slow inhale through the nose, belly expands. Slow exhale through the mouth, belly pulls in. Just this alone, done for 2 minutes a day, can start changing how your body stores fat. Most people don't realize that chronic stress literally tells your body to store fat in the belly. So when you control your breath, you're not just relaxing, you're sending a powerful fat loss signal to your body. Now, after about 2 minutes of this breathing, your body is primed. Your nervous system is calmer. Your muscles are more responsive. And now we move into gentle activation. This is where the magic starts to happen. The next thing we do is wake up your core muscles. And no, I'm not talking about crunches or sit-ups. Those actually put a lot of pressure on your spine and can make your belly stick out more over time. Instead, we focus on deep core muscles, especially the transverse abdominis. This muscle acts like a natural corset around your waist. When it's weak, your belly pushes forward. When it's strong, your waist pulls in naturally. Here's how you activate it. Stand up straight, feet hip width apart. Relax your shoulders. Now imagine someone is about to poke you in the stomach and you gently brace for it. You're not sucking your belly in hard. You're just lightly tightening it. Hold that tension while breathing normally. This is important. Don't hold your breath. Keep breathing slowly. Hold for about 10 seconds, then relax. Do it again and again. Each time you're teaching your body how to engage the core without stress. If you do this correctly, you'll feel a gentle tightening around your waist, almost like you're wearing an invisible belt. This muscle activation alone can improve posture, reduce lower back pain, and over time, flatten the belly. Now let's add movement. This is where many people think they need to jump or run, but we're going to stay low impact. The goal here is to increase blood flow, activate large muscle groups, and gently raise your heart rate without stressing your joints or nervous system. Start by marching in place. Yes, marching. Lift one knee, then the other at a comfortable pace. Swing your arms naturally. Keep your core lightly engaged like we practiced. Breathe through your nose if you can. This may feel easy, but give it a minute. You'll start to feel warm, your circulation improves, and your metabolism begins to rise. What's happening right now is very important. Your body is switching from a sedentary state into a fat-burning state, and because we started with breathing and core activation, your body is not stressed. It's cooperative. After about 1 minute of marching, we add a gentle twist. As you lift your right knee, twist your torso slightly to the right, then switch sides. This twisting motion massages your internal organs, improves digestion, and targets the oblique muscles along your waist. Slow and controlled is the key here. This is not about speed, it's about connection. You might feel your abs start to wake up. That's exactly what we want. And if you're thinking, this is too easy to work, remember this. Consistency beats intensity every single time. 10 minutes done daily will beat one hard workout done once a week. Now let's talk about something that almost nobody talks about when it comes to belly fat. Tight hips. If your hips are tight from sitting all day, your glutes don't fire properly, your lower back overworks, and your belly sticks out to compensate. So if you want a flatter stomach, you must free your hips. Here's a simple move. Stand with your feet a little wider than shoulder width. Place your hands on your hips. Slowly make big circles with your hips, like you're drawing a circle with your waist. Go one direction for about 30 seconds, then switch. Keep breathing. Don't rush. This movement increases mobility, reduces tension, and helps your body move more efficiently. As you do this daily, you'll notice something interesting. Your lower belly starts to feel less tight, less bloated. That's because improved hip mobility improves blood flow and lymphatic drainage in the abdominal area. Now we're about halfway through our 10 minutes, and your body is already in a completely different state than when we started. Your stress levels are lower, your muscles are awake, and your metabolism is active. Next, we're going to add a very powerful but gentle move that targets the entire core without straining the neck or back. Stand tall, raise your arms overhead, and as you slowly exhale, bring your arms down and slightly hinge forward at the hips, pulling your belly in. Then inhale as you come back up. This movement combines breathing, core engagement, and gentle stretching. Do this slowly, about 10 times. Each repetition should feel smooth and controlled. Imagine you're wringing out tension from your body. This movement helps reduce belly bloating and trains your abs to engage during everyday movements, not just during exercise. Now, let me tell you something important here. Belly fat loss is not just about burning calories. It's about changing how your body uses energy throughout the day. These small movements teach your body to keep your core engaged even when you're sitting, standing, or walking. That's how real transformation happens. At this point, your heart rate is slightly elevated, your body is warm, and now we finish strong with one of the most underrated fat-burning movements ever, standing knee lifts with controlled balance. Lift one knee up toward your chest, pause for a second, then lower it slowly. Switch sides. Keep your core engaged and your chest upright. If you want to make it a little more challenging, lift your opposite arm as you lift your knee. This movement activates your abs, hip flexors, glutes, and stabilizer muscles all at once. Balance forces your core to work harder without you even realizing it. And because it's controlled, it doesn't spike cortisol. Do this for about 1 minute. If you feel a slight burn in your abs or hips, that's a good sign. That's your body adapting. Now, here's where most people mess up, and I really want you to listen closely. They do a workout, even a good one, and then they immediately sit down, scroll their phone, and tense up again. That sends mixed signals to the body. Instead, we finish with 1 minute of relaxation and breathing, just like we started. Stand or sit comfortably. Take a deep breath in through your nose, belly expands. Slow breath out through your mouth. Belly pulls in. Let your shoulders relax. Let your jaw unclench. This tells your body, we're safe. We can burn fat. We don't need to hold on. When you do this consistently, something amazing happens. Your belly doesn't just shrink from exercise. Your posture improves, your digestion improves, your hormones start to balance, and your body naturally stops storing fat in the midsection. Now, I want to be very honest with you. This is not magic. This is not an overnight transformation, but this is real, sustainable change. If you do this 10-minute routine every day, you'll start to feel different within a week, less bloated, more connected to your body. Within a few weeks, your clothes will fit better. And over time, that stubborn belly fat will slowly but surely disappear. And here's the best part. Because it's only 10 minutes, you're much more likely to stick with it. No excuses, no overwhelm. Just show up for yourself every day. Let me leave you with this. Your body is not broken. It's not lazy. It's responding to the signals you've been giving it. Stress, sitting, rushing, shallow breathing. Today, you learned how to send new signals. Calm, movement, activation, consistency. So give me 10 minutes a day, not someday, not when you feel motivated, today, tomorrow, every day, and watch what happens to your belly, your energy, and your confidence. If this helped you, do me a favor. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone who keeps saying they don't have time to exercise. And remember, small daily actions create massive results. I'll see you in the next video. Consistency with simple habits beats intensity. And this is where almost everyone goes wrong when it comes to belly fat loss. Because the fitness world has trained people to believe that pain equals progress, that sweat equals success, and that if you're not exhausted, sore, or gasping for breath, then nothing is happening inside your body. But the truth is very different, and once you understand this, everything starts to make sense, especially why belly fat is often the last thing to go and why it comes back so quickly when people stop extreme routines. The human body does not respond well to shock over long periods of time. It adapts for survival, not aesthetics. And when you suddenly introduce intense workouts, strict diets, or aggressive calorie cutting, your body doesn't think, oh, great, we're getting healthy. It thinks something is wrong, resources are scarce, danger might be coming, and the very first response to that is to protect energy stores, especially around the belly, because that area is closest to vital organs and is hormonally active. So intensity without consistency often backfires, even though it feels productive in the moment. Simple habits, on the other hand, don't scare the body, they educate it. They slowly change how your nervous system, hormones, and metabolism behave throughout the day. And this is why someone who walks daily, breathes deeply, sleeps better, and moves their body gently but consistently will often have a flatter stomach than someone who destroys themselves in the gym 3 times a week and spends the rest of the time sitting, stressed, and exhausted. Belly fat is not just stored energy, it's a message. It's feedback from your body about how safe it feels, how stable your routine is, and how predictable your environment has become. And consistency is what creates predictability. When your body knows that movement is coming every day, even if it's light, it doesn't feel the need to hold on tightly to fat. It starts to loosen its grip because it trusts the process. Think about how belly fat usually shows up. It creeps in slowly over months and years through small habits like sitting a little more, sleeping a little less, stressing a little more, eating slightly off schedule, skipping movement, and breathing shallowly. And yet when people try to remove it, they expect it to disappear quickly through extreme actions, which is the opposite of how it arrived. So the solution has to match the problem. Slow habits created it, and steady habits dissolve it. Consistency also works because it keeps cortisol under control. Cortisol is one of the biggest drivers of belly fat storage, and cortisol rises not just from emotional stress, but also from physical stress, overtraining, undereating, and lack of recovery. So when someone does intense workouts inconsistently, like pushing very hard for a few days and then stopping for a week, cortisol spikes and crashes repeatedly. And the body responds by storing more fat in the abdominal area as a protective mechanism. Simple daily habits like 10 minutes of movement, gentle core activation, walking after meals, stretching before bed, or breathing properly in the morning keep cortisol levels steady, and a steady hormone environment is where fat loss actually becomes possible. Not dramatic, not flashy, but real and lasting. Another reason consistency beats intensity is muscle memory and neuromuscular adaptation. Your body learns through repetition, not punishment. When you activate your core muscles lightly but frequently, your brain starts to recruit them automatically, your posture improves without effort, your belly naturally pulls inward, and your muscles stay active throughout the day instead of only during workouts. This constant low-level engagement burns more calories over time than short bursts of intense effort, followed by hours of inactivity. Intensity usually depends on motivation, and motivation is unreliable. It comes and goes based on mood, energy, stress, and life circumstances. But simple habits don't require motivation. They rely on routine, and routine is far more powerful. When something is easy enough to do even on your worst days, it becomes automatic. And automatic behaviors are what shape your body long term. People who lose belly fat and keep it off rarely talk about heroic workouts. They talk about things like walking every day, eating at similar times, staying hydrated, doing short mobility routines, and prioritizing sleep. These habits don't sound impressive, but they change the internal environment of the body, and fat loss is always a result of the internal environment, not just calories burned. Consistency also improves insulin sensitivity, which is directly linked to belly fat. When you move your body a little every day, especially after meals, your muscles become better at absorbing glucose, insulin levels stay lower, and lower insulin makes it easier for your body to access stored fat. Intense workouts done sporadically can actually worsen insulin response if recovery is poor, leading to more fat storage despite hard effort. Simple habits also support digestion, and digestion plays a bigger role in belly appearance than most people realize. Poor digestion leads to bloating, inflammation, and fat storage around the abdomen. Gentle daily movement stimulates the digestive system, improves gut motility, and reduces water retention, making the belly flatter even before significant fat loss occurs, which then reinforces the habit because people see results faster. Another overlooked aspect is inflammation. Chronic inflammation makes fat loss extremely difficult, especially in the midsection. Intense exercise without adequate recovery increases inflammation, while light, consistent movement reduces it. This is why people who do yoga, walking, or mobility work daily often experience belly fat reduction even without traditional workouts. Their bodies are less inflamed and more willing to release stored fat. Consistency also builds trust between you and your body. When you constantly jump from one extreme plan to another, your body learns not to trust you. It braces for the next shock. But when you show up daily in small ways, your body relaxes, and a relaxed body burns fat more efficiently than a stressed one. This trust is subtle but powerful. Simple habits compound over time. 10 minutes a day doesn't sound like much, but over a month, that's 5 hours of movement. Over a year, it's more than 60 hours. And because it's spread out, it doesn't overwhelm the system. Instead, it steadily nudges it toward balance. And balance is where belly fat loss becomes sustainable. Intensity often leads to injury, burnout, or mental fatigue, which breaks consistency. And once consistency breaks, progress stops. Simple habits are low risk, they're easy to recover from, and they fit into real life, not an ideal version of life. And real life habits are the only ones that last. There's also a psychological component. When people associate fat loss with suffering, they subconsciously resist it. But when it's linked to simple, manageable actions, the mind stays calm. There's no internal battle. And this calm mental state supports hormonal balance, better sleep, and healthier food choices without force. Belly fat is particularly responsive to lifestyle rhythms, regular sleep times, regular movement times, regular eating patterns, and simple habits reinforce these rhythms. Intensity disrupts them. Late night workouts, skipped meals, overtraining, all throw off circadian rhythms, and disrupted rhythms almost always show up as belly fat. When you choose consistency, you also stop chasing perfection. You stop thinking in all or nothing terms. Missing one day doesn't matter because the habit continues the next day. Intensity makes every miss feel like failure, which leads to quitting altogether. And quitting is the fastest way to ensure belly fat stays. Simple habits also scale naturally. Once a 10-minute routine feels easy, the body often wants more, maybe a longer walk, maybe light strength work, maybe better food choices. But these additions come organically, not from pressure, and organic progression is far more sustainable than forced escalation. The real secret behind lasting belly fat loss is not how hard you can push for a short period, it's how gently and reliably you can show up over a long period, because the body is a system, not a machine, and systems respond to patterns, not spikes. Consistent patterns reshape hormones, metabolism, posture, digestion, and muscle tone all at once. When you zoom out and look at the people who maintain a flat, healthy midsection for years, they're not the ones doing the most intense workouts. They're the ones who rarely stop moving, who rarely skip sleep, who manage stress reasonably well, and who don't constantly shock their bodies with extremes. Consistency teaches patience, and patience reduces stress, which again feeds back into belly fat loss. It becomes a positive loop instead of a cycle of frustration. The calmer the approach, the better the result, even though that sounds counterintuitive in a world obsessed with extremes. Simple daily habits also make fat loss invisible. You're not constantly thinking about it. You're living your life while your body quietly adjusts in the background. And this is the most powerful form of change because it doesn't rely on willpower. It relies on structure. The belly is often the last place to lose fat because it's the last place the body feels safe enough to release it. Consistency creates that safety over time, not through force, but through reassurance, day after day, movement after movement, breath after breath. And once that safety is established, the body begins to let go naturally. If this helped you, do me a favor. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone who keeps saying they don't have time to exercise. And remember, small daily actions create massive results. I'll see you in the next video.